Welcome back, listeners. We got a great show for you today on Wins and Losses with Evan Winkler. I'm Evan Winkler, and with my Michigan man, Joey Lacapo.
Go Blue.
We have a champion in baseball right now. We got two champions.
And a champion with the picks this
We got a buff champ. They go back to the rightful owner here, Mr. Lacapo. The baseball champs. We got back-to-back champs here in baseball. First time since, 99, 2000 with the Yankees, right?
What a World Series, man. I tell you,
The only thing that kept Joey and I up so we wouldn't crash on the way back from Michigan at 1 o'clock in the morning.
You know, in all truthfulness, we listened to this World. We didn't even watch it until like the replay of it. We were on our way back from that Michigan-Purdue game, and we had the World Series on, and I was fading hard. That World Series game was good, boy.
It was dramatic.
Yeah,
it was intense. Talk about edge of your seat. The Blue Jays got up right away, 4-1.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of kept fighting back. You could just tell, like I was thinking, if they don't win in 9 innings, I just felt like they were going to lose.
No, and even in extras, boy, they sure had their opportunities. I know with the bases loaded. Vlad was.
Fritz has a few things to say about it. Fritz, what are you thinking?
Excuse my dog.
Fritz is really excited about the World Series, so he just had a few comments real quick.
Him and Christine, our neighbor, who loves the Dodgers.
He's flying the Dodgers flag.
Sure, they're nice guys, right?
Yeah, they're real nice. They're real nice, you know. Only the Blue Jays are as nice as them.
Now, you know, I read a funny quote and said, boy, if the Blue Jays would have just played a little more travel ball when they were in 6th grade, then maybe they would have won the World Series.
Yeah. They just might have.
All right, enough baseball. Congrats to the Dodgers, world champions back-to-back. We'll talk more baseball as we get to the season next February, March, you know, when spring training starts. But we're going to lead right back into football. We're right in the middle of football. I do want to say college basketball this evening. Michigan kicks off the season at Chrysler.
Tough opponent tonight
against Oakland. Hey, another Detroit team rolling into Chrysler, having the number 7 Wolverines. See if we can kind of take care of business and get our season off right. So good luck to the boys on the basketball team tonight. But we will talk football. It's time for college
and a great
football.
Saturday. Me and Joey got to experience the whole atmosphere on Saturday, man. We had a good day.
Well, we had it all. The weather was fantastic actually up there. I really was expecting a little bit colder than it was. It wasn't near as cold. I mean, it was chilly, but it wasn't like a typical November game.
It was a nice game where you can really enjoy and not be too cold. But we spent a nice day with our boys. It was kind of the guys' game.
Yeah, took our sons up there, kind of spent the day on campus, went out to eat at the pizza house, and walked around campus, enjoyed the sights and sounds of a Michigan football Saturday, and then headed into the game. We actually took our boys to watch the team get up on the bus, and they were very excited. They got to dap up Sharon and Bryce Underwood. my son Mikey's like, I touched Bryce Underwood, and then Underwood didn't have the greatest of the games.
They said they were bad luck.
So I told him he was the bad. But
the festivities were fun. We got in the stadium, kind of got down by the first row, and watched them warm up a little bit. Then we got up and watched the game. But man, the game was not so exciting.
You know, what I worry with Michigan is their playoff hopes are all in front of them. But they have two things that are completely out of their control that might keep them out of the playoffs. And that's youth and injury. Right now, they have a lot of big names injured. Justice Haynes had foot surgery today. Don't know how long he's going to be gone with.
Make it sound like he might be back, but who knows? I don't know what kind of foot surgery he's having.
We have Sullivan and Rolder, a couple linebackers out. Hausman, I know Barham went out of that Purdue game.
He only played the first quarter, right?
Yeah.
He went out early.
McCauley went out of that Purdue game. I mean, we got Evan Link still from the O-line out. I mean, there is just a lot of injury.
There's like freshmen playing all over that field.
And then you have freshmen looking like freshmen. Bryce Underwood, and I'm just going to come out, and I'm not going to be too critical of him because many people are. But what bothers me about Michigan and Bryce Underwood at this point is he's shown very little development. And it's not so much his decision-making has been poor. I mean, he has had receivers open that he's missed. When he does throw, he never sets his feet. His arm angle is very low, which causes the ball to rise. He overshoots a lot of his receivers. He's throwing the ball 100 miles an hour. There's very little touch on it. I just worry that Bryce hasn't made the progression that we're going to need when we go into that Ohio State game. It always comes down to Ohio State.
Last year we didn't have an offense, but our defense was so good.
Our defense is so banged up.
We were just able to keep running it, and it didn't matter how many possessions we had. We could just keep punting and be fine. But I feel like this year we're gonna have to score some points.
Yeah.
And you can see every big game we've had. We can't like Oklahoma. We couldn't score with 13 points. At USC, it was the same thing. We just couldn't score enough points.
The thing is we're kind of dominating. We're that whole boa constrictor offense where we just squeeze you to death. You're not gonna squeeze Ohio State to death. Where we control the offense. Run Jordan Marshall, kill that clock, control the possession of the game. That doesn't work against the Buckeyes. We're going to have to score points or play solid, like no.
The unfortunate thing, it would have looked a little nicer if he doesn't fumble near the goal line.
And
he doesn't throw that interception. Now we have 2 more touchdowns versus Purdue, and it looks so. In the end of the game, touchdown.
We were going in. We were on the 5.
We got 40 points then.
Yeah, we literally left 21 points on the field. Sharon wasn't looking to score at the end to like make it look better. But yeah, we do have the 2 turnovers in the red zone, which were on Bryce. They were both on Bryce. Poor decision. If you look at the replay on that one where he was hitting Marsh across the middle and he threw behind him and threw an interception, he had McCulley wide open in the end zone. He picked the wrong receiver. And then the fumble going in, just ball security. Young quarterback dangling out, reaching for the end, got poked out. Freshman mistakes, freshman kid. You gotta expect some of those errors, but
we just have to be a little better. There was people that were wide open. We can't have that happen versus Ohio State. We got to hit those people open.
Game 9, we have to have this stuff cleaned up. If this were game 2, game 3, okay, I get it.
And a better opponent was Purdue. Purdue's horrible.
Purdue is horrible. Purdue's one of the worst opponents we're going to play. Including Central Michigan.
Yeah.
It's just like. Yeah, no, that was a bottom of the barrel Big Ten team. It was just too close.
Hopefully, it's one of those things where I feel like last year we weren't going to the bye very well either. We played our best football after the bye.
Right.
So I'm hoping we get some people healthy.
It's health, I'm telling you.
And hopefully they do whatever they do. 254 yards rushing. If we can do that versus every opponent the rest of the way, that'd be amazing. But we just got to pick up those. There's just times where we had tight ends wide open. We just had wide receivers wide open. We have to make that play, or he's got to make that run where he sees the run to get that first down.
I'm not harping on the 21-16 final score. It's the optics of the game, the way it looked to the football fan, to the knowledgeable football fan that could see, what's happening actually on the field. It's like you see it on the field, and it's like, whoa, this is just young kids making young kids mistakes. And it's just like, the score is one thing. If a win's a win, and nobody's ever going to look back and say, oh, you only beat
And I never thought we were going to lose. The whole game never felt that. It just felt like you wanted it to be clean.
It was 100% controlled by Michigan. But it's just, you have to be authoritative. In today's day and age where all the voters, they aren't even watching the games. They're just looking at the final score. They're saying, wow, Michigan only won by 5. So... Unfortunately, we left 21 points out there. We should have won by 26, But it is what it is. Got out of there with a win. Going to go into the bye, then hopefully go into Wrigley Field and handle our business against Northwestern and Maryland as well. And then there it is. It's all for us. It's all straight ahead for the Buckeyes. We beat the Buckeyes. We're in the playoffs. So,
we just have to continue to get better.
Yep.
Hopefully the bye week is good for us. Get some rest. Hopefully they're watching film. Just getting ready to go. That's what it needs to be. We got to finish. Finish. That's what Michigan needs to do.
For sure. So, other ranked games that were great games.
Shocking to me, but not to my man here. Vanderbilt, Texas.
Texas might be the
Arch who?
It might be the Texas we all had anticipated at the beginning of the year.
What's going on here?
Yeah, the Horns looked pretty good, and really that finished a 3-point win. They were in control most of that game. I watched a lot of that game, the replay of that.
You see, the first play of the game though was a 70-yard pass.
Yeah,
play.
I know, a little
swing out play.
That doesn't happen for Michigan.
No,
ours goes for negative.
Negative 3 yards every single time.
But yeah, no. Texas looked like Texas. They finally started to flex. it's going to be interesting because they got Georgia this week.
There'll be a lot to tell this week.
So we'll see. Is that this week? No,
Nope.
in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks
Yeah.
they have Georgia. Texas is off this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Texas has got a tough road to hoe. They got the Dogs, they got the Citadel, and then they have A&M. So I mean, really all their meets ahead of them too. So who knows what's going to go on with Texas? But it was a good win for them to take care of Indy.
And I was a little surprised on that, so it was a good win for them.
You know, we have a lot of the pack coming back to 10-2.
We do.
There's going to be a lot of 10-2 in that playoff. Michigan being one of them if they wouldn't beat Ohio State. So
and the rankings is just getting more and more two teams.
Utah handled Cincinnati, making Cincinnati 7-2, and Utah is now 7-2. Oklahoma went in and handed Tennessee a loss in Knoxville at night, which was huge for them.
Pretty much to me, knocks Tennessee out of the playoff.
Tennessee's pretty well knocked out. I don't see a 3-loss team getting in, but it keeps Oklahoma in the hunt.
Yeah.
Keeps Oklahoma at 7-2 in there. You know, USC going into Nebraska. Nebraska cannot beat a ranked team. They have not beaten a ranked in 29 tries.
And do you feel like that has a lot to do with their injury? A big injury for them.
Yeah, Raiola.
That's huge for Nebraska.
Yes, they're not going to win another game the rest of the year.
Do you feel like maybe if he stayed, because they were really in control a lot of that game. Every time we saw the score, they were winning.
Yeah, it's really funny with Nebraska because Matt Rule signed that big contract extension this week. And it's almost like he's lucky he got it this week because I tell you what, I don't see him winning another game all year without their quarterback. So it's like they could totally go 6-6, and he could have been off to Penn State. Instead, he signs a contract extension, and Raiola goes out. So yeah, interesting happenings in Lincoln this weekend. But USC keeping their name in the mix for
it was a big win for them to keep it going.
They
haven't won a road game, or Lincoln hasn't won a road game 1,000 miles away in a long
They have
time.
the Ducks and the Dogs still. They got Washington and Oregon still on their schedule, so they got a lot of meat left too. And then the one that I thought I had you, the Gators. I thought I had them with the Gators, but them Georgia Dogs came back and did it again. They just find ways to win.
Every time.
Find ways to win. Boy, I tell you, Georgia. So they're going to be
a scary team. But man, you just want, but you can't. I feel like you can't keep going down all the time and just trying to keep coming back every game.
Karma might come back to get Georgia.
You just think it's going to come back and get you, but I just really was happy that Oklahoma got back on the win streak.
Like
we said,
it helps
Michigan
Michigan too. Yeah. It helps Michigan.
I felt like they looked a little bit more like themselves.
Well, Mateer's kind of back. I think he's forming back, and he understands he doesn't need to play Superman, you know. So, other ones that were kind of expected. Obviously, Ohio State dominated Penn State.
Hopefully, Penn State would put up a little more of a fight. I mean, they still got the athletes there. It still is bizarre to me that they cannot compete.
It just doesn't make sense. They have IU this weekend at Happy Valley. Who knows what's going to happen? But IU is rolling. They steamrolled through Maryland this week.
They made Maryland look like, especially because they get the first play, I think, or Mendoza turns a turnover. So like, could this?
And held Maryland to a field goal. Their defense stood up, held them.
Next thing you know, they just destroyed them.
Yeah. Then they just hung 50 on them again.
No question. No question.
But IU goes into Happy Valley. If Penn State has any pride or anything left to play for, they're literally, I don't even think they can get in a bowl game at this point because they're they could. There's 3 games left. Yeah. But they got to win out just to get in a bowl game. You know, so it's they're playing for pride. So if they got anything left in them, they got IU this weekend. So
a lot of Ohio State coaches talking to Penn State players today at that game and coaches. So who knows what's going on?
They're going to...
They wouldn't recruit during the season, though, would they? I mean, that's against the rules, isn't it?
Not them.
They wouldn't do that.
There's no rules that apply.
They're perfect. Ohio State's perfect. They never do anything wrong.
Georgia Tech went down this weekend.
That was a big one.
Yeah, Tech went down. First loss of the year for the Ramblin' Wreck at Georgia Tech. Their Yellow Jackets. Ole Miss went into handled South Carolina. That was at Ole Miss.
Yep.
SMU upsets the Canes in OT.
Man, the Canes are just kind of falling apart. I'm surprised because they really started pretty strong. Maybe their schedule in the beginning doesn't look as good as it was.
At this rate, I don't know how many ACC teams are going to get in the playoff if Miami doesn't win the ACC, which they do not control their own destiny.
No.
They're not going to get in, which really, if you would have said that at the beginning of the year, we were all talking Miami was the best team in the country.
They were. One time they looked like the most complete team. Now they're 2-2, and they got Duke is 4-1 in conference, SMU's 4-1 in conference, Louisville's 4-1, Pitt's 5-1, Georgia Tech's 5-1, Virginia's 5-0. So Where are they going to go in that conference?
I don't know. They don't control any of their destiny.
No,
None
I
of
don't
their
see all those teams getting to 2 losses, but
No.
anything can happen.
No.
But
Well, I think the Canes are in big trouble.
They're
Big trouble.
probably not making the playoff, is my guess.
Nope. And I have a question to ask. If Miami doesn't make why should Notre Dame?
Right?
If it comes down, what's Miami's record right now?
They're 6-2. It's like Notre Dame.
What's Notre Dame's record right now?
6-2.
Okay, if Miami wins out, 10-2. Notre Dame wins out, 10-2. Why would they put a Notre Dame in? You can't. Miami beat them head to head, but the committee will. We're gonna see.
What they'll say is Miami's losses were worse than
Ohio. But head to head,
really, Miami's not. Yeah,
they literally beat Notre Dame.
I think you have to have some head to head there.
So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. The playoff rankings, the playoff projections come out tomorrow on Tuesday. So we're going to talk about those in our Thursday show when they come out. But it's going to be interesting to see kind of where everybody's seated. This is just the initial ranking. There's going to be a lot of shuffling going on the next couple weeks. It's going to be interesting to see if they throw Iowa in there, if Washington gets thrown in there towards the bottom. Because those 2 teams that are not dead for the playoff either, they could work their way up. But if they start off unranked, who knows what's going to happen, So you want to be in those rankings. You want to be firmly in those rankings and then just keep winning. That's all you can do. So it's going to be interesting. Right now, it's only looking like maybe 1 to 2 Big 12 teams, maybe BYU, Texas Tech, but they play each other this week coming up.
Oh, that's
going to be a big one. It looks like maybe only 1 ACC team, maybe Georgia Tech, maybe Pitt. You don't know. Pitt's hanging around. Virginia's hanging around still. So
I guess you got to factor in one of those champs. Yeah, Virginia's 12 right now.
And then don't forget they have to put a group of a non-Power 5 winner in, so like a Tulane or a North Texas or Memphis.
They're ranked
they're going to steal a spot away from somebody from the big boys, the big conference. So it will be interesting. Navy was up there in the mix too. They go into South Bend to play the Irish this weekend.
But let's be real.
They're
not a football team.
No, Notre Dame's going to beat them, but it's just like you look at them, they have a shot to kind of get their name in the mix. I mean, I kind of don't think they're going to, but hey, we'll see. Crazier things have happened. Yes. So, who knows? It was a great weekend in college football. Another big one coming up. I know.
Big injury, and also the coach is fired this week.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze goes down at Auburn. Another Auburn coach getting paid not to coach. They
fire more coaches in the last couple of years.
They have over $158 million in dead money with 3 fired coaches, Brian Harsin, Hugh Freeze, and Gus Malzahn. They're still paying, and none of them are there to coach. So it's like, who knows who they're even going to get. At this point, there's 8 vacancies or 10 vacancies open. At this point, what splashy name are you going to? There isn't even 10 splashy names out there to hire. So I don't know where all these people are just so quick to fire. You got LSU out there. You got Florida out there.
Find a really good coordinator.
Those are 3 big name schools. But you look at a school like Auburn. Auburn thinks they're Alabama. Auburn is not Alabama. Auburn is in Alabama, but Alabama has 18 championships. Auburn does not.
Just because Cam Newton won that one championship, now you think you're going to be like that every year.
They're almost like the little brother of the state of Alabama.
To me, Auburn was in almost every game. Like, just give the guy another season. See what happens.
You got to let him. It's so eerily similar to Michigan State. They are like the little brother of Alabama. Michigan State will never be Michigan, yet they always want to be Michigan. Auburn always wants to be Bama. They are not Bama. So who knows? It is crazy, crazy times in college football, but it's the state of the world we're in right now, I guess. So craziness also carried over into Sunday. Some of those NFL games, boy, were kind of. Yet another classic between the Bills and your Chiefs. Buffalo.
Holy cow, totally. I think I saw the stat. I think Josh Allen has beat the Chiefs every time in the regular season, but always loses the playoffs.
Always loses the playoffs.
That's a pretty good game, though.
But at this rate,
back and forth.
I don't know if Mahomes is going to even get
in the playoffs. They're there.
Right now, the Broncos have won 6 straight.
They're the first team out, I think.
Chiefs. Broncos have won 6 straight, leading the AFC West.
Yeah.
I know the Chargers are right behind them for the wild card, but The Chiefs are
Broncos
odd man
are
out
rocking.
right
Yeah, they
now.
are.
Odd man out right now.
Still think they're gonna find a way to get in. But.
You know, and it's crazy because you don't know who's turning it on now. Baltimore Ravens. I mean, they started off terrible.
We'll see.
Talking about, but you know, it's like really they just got the Steelers to beat because the Bengals lost another one.
They've dug such a hole.
They might have won the game of the week, or might have lost the game of the weekend against the Bears yesterday. Holy smokes! How about
400 some yards for Joe Flacco.
Oh my! And they
They lost.
I mean,
and our boy Coasted Loveland.
Michigan.
That was an
man.
unbelievable catch and touchdown.
Loveland, Michigan man.
Usually the Bears have that happen to them and lose.
That's right. And they almost
But
did.
they actually-
With that onside kick, I thought for sure the Bears. I'm like, no, this is typical Bears.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They pulled it off. So good job, Chicago. Bear down.
Bear down with
So,
a crazy finish with a Michigan Wolverine getting the touchdown.
Don't look now. They're tied with Detroit in that.
That's a good
NFC
division right now, man. I tell you
Yeah.
what, they all look like the playoff teams in that division.
Yeah,
You got
Green Bay's leading it, but they have their what?
because really Philly
4
has a
and
winning
2.
record. All those other teams in that division all have losing records.
Yeah.
You got Green Bay, Detroit, Chicago are all winning records, and Minnesota's got 4-4 now.
Green
so it's
Bay's
a big one.
5-1-2. Detroit, Chicago are 5-3. So that tie is the only thing keeping Green Bay ahead of them. You know?
They're all right
Green Bay
there.
lost one to Carolina yesterday. How about that?
Yeah.
That just goes to show you the parity of the NFL. Anybody can win any day. But look out in that NFC West, or NFC South. Baker, touchdown maker.
You watch out.
Man, Tampa's playing some good
And
ball.
Carolina's got 5-4.
And
Can you
then
believe that?
Seattle looked like Super Bowl champs last
They
night.
did.
Oh my God.
Sam Darnold looks like the MVP of the.
He started the game like 12 for 12. I mean,
Yes.
that guy was on fire. He
4
looked like they
touchdowns.
looked like Jared Goff and the Lions last
I know.
night. So
Seattle's
who knows?
rocking.
I tell you
Good
what,
for Coach McDonald.
I tell you what, yeah, Coach McDonald, he's got them boys looking good up there in Seattle.
Rams are playing good.
But
The West has some good teams
Matt
too. There.
Stafford's looking like a former Lion, holding it down.
And Lions they got the last spot in the playoffs right now. At the start of the day, so they're right on the edge.
NFC. In the NFC, and the only reason they have that is because they have the tiebreaker over the Bears.
Yeah.
But yeah, how about that Steelers-Colts game? That Steelers-Colts game
Yeah.
was good. Colts,
Best team in the
best
NFL,
team in
Colts.
football. I tell you, Aaron Rodgers kind of took care of business.
That was a big win for them. They need Steelers kind of keep their advantage in that.
They're
AFC.
because I tell you who's coming is the Ravens. The Ravens are coming. Lamar's getting healthy. They're getting healthy. But the Steelers won a big game for them yesterday.
Yeah.
Texans, I had mentioned earlier, Broncos won 6 straight, beating Houston. In the process, they knocked out. They just gave.
CJ Stroud.
Yeah, I just saw just breaking news. He is in the concussion protocol. He's going to miss this week's game.
Oh, wow.
So that could hurt Houston because they're teetering on the playoff berth too. They got the Colts in their division, the Jags in their division. The Jags, speaking of the Jags, their kicker with a 68-yard field goal yesterday.
That is wild.
And at 60, he kicked it from the opponent's 42.
That's
man.
crazy.
I mean, how crazy is that? It's like the other side of the 50s.
That is a kick right there.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a Winkler kick right there.
If only I could kick it that far, I'd be in the NFL.
So, yeah, it was a crazy day in the NFL. Tonight we got the Cardinals traveling to Big D playing Dallas.
Without the Cardinals don't have their starting quarterback.
Yeah, Kyler Murray's going to be
Still
out for tonight's game. So Dak Prescott could possibly have a big night and see Dallas kind of put their name in the mix there in the playoffs. So it's very, very even year in the NFL. There isn't one truly dominant. There's a lot of good teams. There is some not so good teams. You got the Titans and the Saints and the Jets that are just not so good. But I tell you, everybody else realistically still, even the Browns and Bengals have a realistic shot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of Miami's kind of out of the mix too. But yeah, no, it's an interesting time in the NFL. This is where you get the pretenders and the contenders start to pull away in November, December.
So what team would you say, I guess we'll do professionals and college here. Tell me teams that, one team that really surprised you this week and one that was really disappointing this week in the NFL.
In the NFL,
to start with.
The team that surprised me without question is Carolina. Carolina going into Green Bay. Like, who does that? I mean, that's a tough place to play.
A team that's used to always losing.
Right, that's a tough place to play. I mean, and it was a little chilly, but I mean, a team kind of from the South that's not used to the cold. Bryce Young, Alabama boy. I mean, that was a big win. That was a big win.
How
And
a disappointing team.
Disappointing team. You know, it's hard for me to be disappointed at 5-3, but I truly was for that game was at Detroit. I feel like it was a real big game for the Lions.
Sloppy
It was
Lions.
It was a division game.
Yeah.
They were sloppy. They had turnovers. You know, but I'm happy for JJ. The kid still hasn't lost in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, it was a great win for the Vikings. I
You
feel
know,
like for JJ's career,
but,
he was a good game. For
But yeah, no, I was disappointed in the Lions because I really feel like now's the time where they're going to start to pull away and really kind of flex a little bit, and they just didn't. Yeah. And I was really kind of shocked. Injuries hitting them hard too. They had a couple O-linemen go down. I know Decker went out he came back in, but they also lost, oh gosh, I forgot his name. Number 76. Like literally, you could see his leg just snap. It was like an Aiden Hutchinson type injury. Detroit, yeah, lineman. So
it wasn't Skipper, was it?
Wasn't Skipper. It wasn't Sewell. It wasn't Decker. I can't think of it right now, but I'm naming who it's not.
Yeah.
But
one of those other guys.
Yeah, no, 76, I believe was his name. But yeah, so that one's going to be kind of devastating. Hopefully, next man up. We'll kind of do the trick for Detroit. And
how about college? What was your impressive team this week?
Impressive team this week in college. I called it. The Horns needed it.
Yeah, that was impressive. I agree.
Texas taking care of Vandy because Vandy was number 9. They were kind of going with something to prove, and Texas just said no, not in our house. My disappointing team is Tennessee, without question. I think that game in Knoxville at night, literally for what it was worth, it literally was to stay in the playoff race.
It was a big game. You can't lose at home like that kind of game if you really want to be a playoff team.
I mean, granted, Oklahoma is a tough opponent, but that was their game to be had. Yeah. And for them just to kind of lose it, that's
Oklahoma's been kind of reeling and stuff like that.
How about yourself?
Man, I was kind of thinking Tennessee as well when I saw that first list for disappointment. When I got, it's hard with a team that I really liked. I mean, I think it was good for USC to get that win at Nebraska.
Yeah,
that's a good win for them.
That was a good one.
So good for them. When it comes down to NFL teams, I was definitely, I was shocked and surprised by the Seahawks.
Yeah, they played so well.
Yep, and then disappointed would be Commanders. You know, I thought they were going to possibly win the division, and they did not look like they've had a lot of injuries though. Unfortunately,
went out with a nasty injury.
Had a bad injury. They got a wide receivers out. I feel like the injury bug has really hit them a lot. But so that's kind of been a hurtful thing. But how about a surprising player? Any player that you're like, man,
NFL, college?
Yeah, either or, just that popped out. I know mine from Donald was like, wow, that was pretty impressive.
Oh, Sam.
So I'm going to go. That would be my NFL guy.
No, he had a great game. Great game yesterday. I'll tell you. I mean, I still think number one MVP race is Baker touchdown maker. I mean, I just think he's just had a phenomenal year. They're playing good football. But yeah, yesterday's game. Sam Darnold. No, 100% Seahawks. College. I mean, Julian Sayin had a good game. He threw his name up there, top of the Heisman race.
I think a great comeback for Arch.
Yeah.
All the heat he's got all year. You know, he had that concussion. I think some people we were like, man, maybe they'll play better without him. And then he comes out and throws 300-some yards and 2 touchdowns.
I think he just had such unrealistic expectations on his shoulders.
How much heat he's got all year.
I just think he's finally at that point. Texas was ranked 20th. They're currently ranked 13th, so they moved up quite a bit.
Yeah.
But they were kind of, nobody was talking about him, and he comes out and just balls out, you know. So I think he doesn't do well with pressure. But being a quarterback, you have to.
You have to. And good for him that this was a big week for them. I mean, every game for them now is a playoff game, right? For Texas.
Yeah, for Texas.
Like you said, if we think 3 losses is the time.
And they got big boys ahead. They got Georgia and A&M, man. You got
can't afford
two top 5 teams in the country, you know. I mean, so their season is now. So
we didn't hear Joey say, but he thinks they're going to get A&M.
I do. I think they might get Georgia. I haven't picked it. I will pick that one on third. Or no, that's next week. Why do I keep thinking?
Yeah, you're just ready for it.
I am ready.
Let's go. You're ready for it.
That's going to be a great game. Yeah. We do have some good games coming up this week. We are going to make our picks and predictions on Thursday. So if you tune in for that, we will pick.
And our take on the playoff.
and our take on the
Chicago,
new
yeah.
CFP playoff.
The first rankings of the year.
Rankings come out Tuesday, so we're going to talk about those on Thursday as well.
We'll see if they're right or not.
So
We'll let you know.
You know how I feel about rankings. Still, but at least now is a reasonable time. We have a sample size. Beginning of the year was all speculation.
Correct.
So.
Yep.
So, yes, please tune in Thursday to our podcast. Tell a friend, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Check us out. We have had some good feedback coming in, so appreciate that. Keep watching, and we will be back Thursday. So until then, we say go Blue!